It's been a while, but it's good to see you. It's been about 2 years since I've uploaded anything to this channel, though it is the one I use for all my YouTube viewing. A lot's happened in that 2 years since I kind of stopped posting, but I started looking back through some of the old videos. I hate them, by the way, but it's a nice way to kind of remember where I was. And for a while now, I've actually been thinking about restarting up this channel and maybe rebranding it a little bit, because I do have 66 subscribers, which I know that realistically means that there's 66 of you who just haven't checked your subscription list recently enough to notice that I'm on here for some reason. And I guess thank you for not deleting me or not noticing that I'm still out there. But anyway, I do have 66 subscribers, which means at one point in time, there were 66 people who liked what I was saying, or at least what I was doing or trying to do with YouTube. Now, when I watch through my old videos, it's a constant state of cringe, and I can't stand all of them. But the one thing I do like is I'm able to look back and see what was going on in my life at that point in time. Back then, I was working at a corporate job that I couldn't stand, doing photography and really hoping to make a living doing photography. But one thing I did notice while watching the videos is I was trying to teach when I wasn't in a position to teach anybody. Yeah, I know some photography tips and tricks and things like that, but nothing that I didn't learn from YouTube already, and I was just regurgitating things I've already heard. And one thing that really bothered me, at least sticks out now versus then, maybe I didn't notice it then, is I was really trying to be someone I'm not. I was trying to be that typical high energy YouTuber. It's just not me, and I think that kind of wore me out a little bit, trying to pretend to be someone that's super high energy. Not to say I'm not positive. So while watching back all those old videos, I did really like the fact that I can kind of look back and reminisce, or at least have that documented of what I was going through, and even little things. Like I get to look back and see the first day I got my dog, and I think that's really special, and maybe something I wouldn't have had if I wasn't doing these YouTube videos. Now, I did go back and forth with myself a ton on whether or not I should do this, and if I did, what would I be doing anyways? So I think I'm going to start my YouTube channel up again. Which one are you talking about? Don't you have like 3 of them? Yeah, but I'm talking about my photography one. I have some subscribers there already, so I figured, why not? No, you mean there's just a bunch of people who haven't gone through their sub list in quite a while and noticed that you're hiding out there. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, you have tried it before and it got you nowhere. I mean, you don't even do photography anymore. I wouldn't say nowhere. I mean, I have a bunch of videos I can watch back and kind of reminisce and look back of how much I've grown and what was going on back then. I thought it was pretty cool. But to say nowhere is kind of a stretch. Have you seen your old videos? Yeah, I've seen them. They're rough, I know. But that wasn't me. I was trying to be someone I'm not, and I was teaching things I didn't really have any business teaching. I think I've grown a lot, and I think I have a pretty good handle on who I am now. So what, do you expect to be some big YouTuber then? No, not at all. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if that were to happen. I think it might be cool and maybe valuable to bring people along on the journey of starting my video business. You and I have watched quite a bit of YouTube, and aren't there already a ton of channels like this already? Yeah, I mean, there are quite a few, but I mean, all the channels that I've watched that are in the same space are usually from the perspective of people who've already done a ton of work and become kind of successful. I thought maybe I can offer a different perspective that other people don't have, or maybe with the way I say something connects to someone in a way that it hasn't before, and if I can help even just one person, I think that's kind of worth it, right? I mean, that's all I really want to do is help people. I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me, but are you sure it's not just a distraction from growing your actual business? I mean, yeah, it could be. I mean, I've done that before, but maybe it'll force me to do things I've never done before or try new things for my business because I have some sense of accountability now. I don't know, man. I just want to see you spend all this time and energy on something that doesn't work out or get you further towards your goals. Obviously, I'm here for you no matter what you decide to do. I know. I really appreciate that. How about this? I will let you be in some of the videos. Now you're talking. So in the end, I did convince myself just to do this and try it out and at least document what's going on in my life, because a lot's happened in the last 2 years. just to get things up to speed, I want to talk about those 2 years as quickly as I can. I left that corporate job and actually got a job editing for a friend who has a marketing agency. I was doing things like editing a podcast, editing photos, and some videos and things like that for her clients. And it was awesome. I was able to work from home and kind of spend time with the dog and have my own schedule. And I got really, really addicted to that. And with all that extra time that I had, I was able to get back into the sport of paintball that I played back in like 2006. And I absolutely loved it. But I never had the time to because most fields are pretty far away. But I did find one that was actually pretty close here, and I decided to start playing again. I know this might seem like a tangent, but just kind of stay with me, you'll see what I mean. I also invited my best friend to start playing with me. He's never played before, except for like some birthday parties and stuff like that way back when he was a kid. And I said, well, why don't we just make some videos of us trying to play, me trying to get back into the sport, and you learning it for the first time. And beyond those photography videos that I did for YouTube, I really never did video up until that point. But it was a lot of fun to make videos of me and my friend playing paintball and getting better. And we decided to make a little channel. We got like 300 subscribers, which was awesome, considering we weren't expecting that at all. But while we were making these videos, I decided to go from my phone and our GoPros to ditching my old photo camera, which was a Nikon D800, I believe, which was great for photos, but we all know Nikon's not good for video. And I sold that and invested in way too much video gear. At that time, there was really no reason for me to invest in that much video gear and a new camera and all that stuff like that, but that's just kind of how I am. I get an idea and I just go kind of all in. Whether that's for better or for worse, probably both. I ended up getting a Sony A7 III, the 70-200 f4 lens, the Tamron 28-75, something like that, f2.8. Got a Rode mic. I got the Ronin S. I don't even need that, but I got so much stuff that for doing paintball videos, because I had it's time to play paintball and edit videos with this job that I had. But then I lost that job, and I don't hold any hard feelings at all. What happened was one of the big clients that we had, they lost funding for a project that they were paying the agency to work on, so they couldn't pay as much, which led to the agency owner, one of my friends, not being able to pay me as much and kind of having to let me go. And I'm not mad at all. I think everything happens for a reason, because in that fallout of me trying to figure out what I'm going to do and get a job, I actually went back to my old retail job. I really didn't want to go back into retail, but in a pinch, you got to do what you got to do, right? The only problem is I had all this new video gear and the debt associated with that, and no time to use it because I was now working a retail schedule, which if you worked retail, you have no choice in your schedule. So I started thinking, like, how can I make money with video? The first thing that came to mind was weddings, but then I remembered how much I dislike weddings, and not because I dislike being at weddings or actually making the wedding films. I think they're beautiful pieces of artwork when they're done right. I just don't like committing myself to something that might be a year out, because I do like to travel, go to music festivals and things like that. So I was a little nervous to commit to something that far out. Then I thought maybe I can make YouTube videos, but we all know that's not a way to make money unless you get really lucky or very consistent over a long period of time. But then I came across another channel on YouTube and a Facebook community, video creators who were helping businesses. And I thought, that makes so much sense. Businesses need help growing, and the best tool that they have to do that, in my opinion, is video. Video conveys a different type of message, a more personal message, demonstrates processes a lot better, and gets across the personality of that business and creates a much better connection to their audience. And I've always looked up to people who kind of take their own passion and make it into a business, or really just bet on themselves and start their own business. It's a really hard thing to do. I've done it a few times now, and I failed multiple times, but I think it takes a really certain type of person to do that and have the tenacity to keep going and keep pushing for what they think is important. And then I realized, like, holy crap, I can use what I really like doing with a camera and video to help the people that I look up to that are also trying to do their own thing in the world, and kind of have that copacetic relationship where we're both helping each other. So then I reached out to my own personal network and just asked people if they had businesses or if they work for businesses who would be open to having me make some videos for them and seeing if I can help them achieve some of their business objectives. I got really lucky with actually the friend who I played paintball with, my best friend. His fiance worked at a company that was open to doing video and let me make 2 videos for them. I made what I call a brand message video for them. Essentially, that's like a 2 to 3 minute video that kind of really captures the essence of their business and why they're doing what they're doing, to kind of create that authentic connection to their audience while also explaining why what they're doing is important. And then we did a testimonial video for one of the clients that they help out, and I was able to go into the house and see that the business I was helping real people in a very real way, and I didn't expect it to hit me as hard as it did. And I do want to show these videos to you, as actually one of my plans is to play the client videos that I do and kind of talk them over about like what the business objective was, why we were doing it, and maybe also things I would change and bring into the next projects. So yeah, I was able to see like how I was helping real people by helping businesses who are helping people. And that just connected with me, and I just knew that's what I want to do. And to top it all off, those 2 videos I made for that business actually ended up making pretty much the same amount that I'd make in a whole month of that retail job. So I was still working this retail job, but on my lunches or any off time I had, I was really trying to get my business off the ground, and I was getting ready to quit. But realistically, about 3 to 4 weeks before I was ready to quit this job, COVID happened. Now, I do consider myself fortunate that it happened while I was still working a job and was able to collect unemployment, though I did go back and forth on feelings of guilt of if I should be working or not, but at the same time not feeling safe working. Even though I wasn't sick myself, I have people around me who are higher risk, and that's a whole nother issue. But when that all happened, a lot of businesses stopped their spending, which makes total sense, but it didn't help my case out at all of starting a business. But yeah, but I was able to collect the unemployment, and even though I'm not proud of saying that, I feel weird saying that I got unemployment. But one thing I want with this channel is like radical transparency and just letting you into what's going on in my life, in the hopes that if you're in the same shoes, maybe you can connect to it and we can help each other out. So I was put on furlough by my job, and I had all this free time now, and I decided to start making my own content and really to start networking with other businesses for when things did kind of start opening up, we can start doing video again, and things have started getting much better. So that brings us to now. I know that was a kind of a long-winded way to say a lot happened in 2 years, but yeah, so essentially I have my own video business going now. Things still aren't fantastic, but one of the reasons I wanted to start this channel up again was I believe now that I'm in a position to actually help people, whether it be helping businesses through the videos I make, or just helping other people who are creative, or other video makers or photographers, or really anybody who's trying to make a living off their own creativity. I can bring you into the journey with me and just kind of show you what's working, what's not working. I want to go through and say, hey, if today I'm doing LinkedIn outreach all day, let's see how it goes. I'm not trying to teach anything like I was in the past from like tutorial type aspect, but kind of learn from my mistakes and my successes, and just kind of bring you on that journey of what it's like to start a creative business, in hopes that kind of finding a community of people who are doing the same, and we can learn from each other and help each other grow and ultimately succeed. Another reason I really wanted to do this is because I've gotten so into video and I really love the storytelling aspect of it, is I want to do some passion projects, but I didn't really know where to put them. I kind of want to try some maybe mini documentaries or some like narrative short film type things. And I also think it'd be really cool to find people like myself who are creatives or really passionate about something, and maybe make videos for them about what they're doing, whether that be a painter trying to make money off painting, or someone who sews a lot and start an Etsy business, or if you're a woodworker, anything really. I think it'd be really fun to make videos for people who maybe aren't businesses, maybe just can't afford what it costs to work with me in my video business, but people whose stories are still really important, and maybe help them reconnect with their passion through making that video for them. So that's really my goal with this channel, is to kind of bring you along on my video business journey, while also kind of bringing you into the life of what it's like to just be a creative person trying to make a living for yourself, and maybe giving you some tips and tricks, or saving you time by not following my mistakes. But I also want to focus a little bit on filmmaking and share some of those with you, any short films I do, and maybe kind of build a little bit of community here of people who are creatives, really passionate people that are all working to make their own lives on their own terms. One thing I don't really plan on doing is telling you to subscribe every time I start a video. I think that's ridiculous. It's 2020 now. Most people have used YouTube once or twice. They know if they like a video to subscribe. But I will say, this doesn't just go for me. For anybody you watched and you watched a few of their videos, just a click of a button can actually turn their whole day around. I'm going to do another video on that in the future. So yeah, subscribe to things you like. It doesn't cost you anything. So that's really it. I just wanted to catch up on what's gone on with me in the past 2 years, mainly so I can watch this back in another 2 years and reminisce on what was going on in 2020, 8 months into a pandemic with my business. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. If you happen to be like a creative person kind of in the same footsteps as me or in the same path as me, drop a comment. I'd like to get that dialogue started and, like I said, start that little community going of people who are just really trying to do their own thing and make a better life for themselves. So like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.